Hello, hello, hello. This has been a week for me, and it just started. Just out there hanging out and having fun and and not really having fun for about a few minutes and things going wild, but I hope that you have a positive day today as you're listening to this. You're having a wonderful day, that things are working out, and if something bad happens, you go, shoo fly, don't bother me. I got this. Get away. I got this. And if you don't have this, you tell it, I'm going to sit down and plan it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be number one in challenging all the bad things in my life. Tell it. Proclaim it. Just get up there. Just shout to the moon. I'm ready to go. No bad things here. I'm going to get out of anything that affects my finances, and I'm going to be fine, and I'm going to be able to take care of my finances and my life and whatever else is happening that's trying to attack me. You're going to be all right. It's okay. Get up, get going, get to that job. If you don't care for that job, start planning some strategy to get out. Don't walk out of your job unless you have another job in place. You don't walk out like that. There's a lot of people just walking out, and then you have no plan, and then some of you wound up homeless, some of you wound up with no funds, some of you can't find a job, and some of you are a little bit too picky on jobs. Okay, sometimes we can't find that job that we want, but you need to keep money flowing into the house. So be unpicky, take that job, and while you're doing that, go find the one that you want. We got enough out there. Nobody should be saying they can't find anything, not this time, because they are out there. They are begging. I see signs everywhere. And there's no reason. Just pick one, take one. If you don't like it, strategy is to start or get another job, and then you move on. And make sure those jobs are not pretend jobs. Excuse me about my voice, we have some scammers out there that do pretend jobs. They actually have you sign up, have an application, had an interview with some people on the phone and face to face, and then they ghosted them. There was no job. They did all this stuff. Other people would quit their jobs. Don't quit your job unless you know for sure you got that other job. Check that job out. You got to check everything nowadays. People are coming up with more crazy things to get you and your money and just to have fun with your mind. Some of them don't do anything. It's just the job hoax is the mind thing. Okay, it's just devastating to some people that happened. Oh, that happened. There's a lot of things that are happening that happened before in my life that I know about, and it's just coming on back. That job hoax happened when I was working in a rehab center, and somebody had posted a sign on the elevators of the rehab center, there's this job, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of the people that were in the rehab center, they were inmates, getting ready for the release. They were ecstatic. It's hard to find a job when you're an inmate. And then to be released from there, they had to have a job and certain things set up. So they had got the phone number, talked to the person on the phone, and the person back then, they didn't have the word ghost, but they left. It was like vampire attack and gone. Okay. And they had the number, they would call back, and the person wouldn't answer the phone or would be quiet after that, just sitting there silently listening or being cussed out on the phone most of the time, because I heard some of the people doing it. And but it was just, they've been doing this stuff. This stuff goes around all the time, back and forth and back and forth. And another thing that what happened in my life was that the kids, they wanted to go see a movie at the mall in the other town. So I said, fine, I'm still, I'm going working. And I said, I will drop you off. And because I'm going to be around there anyway. Lo and behold, worst case scenario happens. The phone call comes through to me. Mom, they're shooting up here. I tell you, I had went home. I came all the way home, which is like 30 miles away. And my cousin said, well, I'll pick them up, when they come out. Just stay there, And I said, well, I just went back home because had to get stuff. And I said, I can go back up there. It's not a problem. He said, no, I'll be up in this area. I'm fine. I can do that while I'm working. So anyway, the phone call comes through. The texts come through. And Mom, they're shooting. And I tell you, I never seen, I do know, my car, it was like wings flying. If there had been a police officer out there, I probably would have been under the jail. But I would have had to say first, get me to the mall and you can talk to me all you want to and do it, I don't care. Ticket, whatever, And got up there, it was just total chaos. And what was it? 2 teenagers, 13 years old, guns? You're 13 years old. Now, I'm not surprised because I taught school. Every time I turn around at schools in my district and probably others, they just not saying it, there were guns. Kid would bring in a gun. I had a student that was at another school with me. I had transferred to the middle school by then. And I had transferred to another middle school. Well, that student had transferred over there with me. I did not have her in class, but I did know her well. And she had fell in love with one of my students in my class. Well, he was a very nice person. And she had been burned when she was 2 years old, severely. And so she had scars and everything. So, it's trauma. Anybody, of course, would, there's a guy paying attention to me, and he was nice looking, very nice, straight A student. And she fell in love with him, and he knew, but he didn't say anything, She kept talking about him and blah, 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 the kids and everything. And he finally just had to tell her, I don't mind being your friend, but I'm not in love with you. And she just went off. The next day, she comes in with a .357. Unbeknownst to us. Okay. And she's going to kill him. Somebody finds out, the kids find out, and they start talking and telling and blah, 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 because they're terrified. And we got him corralled in a room. In the meantime, the principal's saying, don't call the police, don't call the police, don't call the police. And I was like, I'm not going to get killed and be 6 feet under for you or anybody. I got a family. But that's what the mentality was in the schools. They didn't want it out in the news. Something else had happened with a gun, and one of the teachers called, and the police came, and, it got on the news, and he just went off on her when she announced she was the one that did it. He just went off and I said, that's from probably the higher ups. Because you didn't hear anything about anything happening, in the system at all. And it wasn't just our school. Ours was sedate. All right, okay. Other schools, all this stuff was happening. And when the teachers got together, we started hearing about it. Like, oh, that happened over there. Oh, we didn't know. And the public didn't know what was going on. And I said, well, that's wrong. That's just truly wrong. But I had already made up my mind, you're not doing that to me. You're not telling me that I can't call and I can't do this. I don't care if you're my employer or whatever, especially with that type of thing that puts people in danger. You're scared the kids, the parents are going to come down on you. Maybe the city's going to come down on you, which, we needed protection. We needed detectors or something at the door. We had nothing. The doors were open all the time. They did not have locks on them. And it still didn't happen. It took probably about 3 more years before the place was secured enough with another principal coming in that we had things. So anyway, I had flew up there and it was total chaos, people screaming. You can imagine there's shoppers up there. It's a mall and everything. And just 2 teenagers, shooting, and one is unalive. Another child is unalive. I guess it was 3 involved. I don't know if another one, some people probably may have gotten injured. They were kind of, it's too much going on up there, and I didn't follow it after that. But I had already told the kids, I said, I had a feeling anyway. It was like, I always have these feelings about certain things, and I was just like, I don't know about going to the movie. I don't know about going to that mall. Okay, the mall's beautiful, Yeah, but I was like, I get these feelings. Other times I'm fine, I just kind of grew up with that intuition thing, and I follow it. And then that time I didn't follow it. I was like, well, they haven't been out too much, and they want to go to the movie, and okay, just put that aside. I shouldn't have put it aside. I should have just did my intuition thing again and went, or spirit guidance or angel guidance, and went, nope, because it has worked wonderful before. Great, So I had a feeling one time before, I told them somewhere in the back, I said, it's going like west, something's happening. And I said, just lock the door. I was going down the street. And lo and behold, this guy ran into my car. He ran into my car. I'm talking about he walked into my car. He didn't have a car. He was coming across the street and he ran into my car and he looked dead at me. And I'm looking at him like, you drunk or what? Drugs? What's happening with you? Are you sick? Some people are ill and they fall. And I'm like, what is going on? So I was sitting at the light and I turned my head to see where he was going. He was going into some, they have an older, senior citizen village type thing. And he was walking over there. And I just, I told you I had this bad feeling before. And I'm looking at him. I was like, why are you running in my car? And then I'm still looking at him because I'm going, there's something wrong with you. But you're sitting there thinking, do I call the police? What do I say? There's this guy that ran into my car. My mind was just kind of going on and on and on. And we had just moved here. And so it was like, okay, just leave that one alone for a minute. And lo and behold, the next day, this guy was on the news, first thing on the news. And he had went to that senior citizen place, and his grandfather, I think, or uncle, older uncle, lived there, and he was demanding money, and he unalived him. Same guy. When I saw that picture, I went, oh, no. Follow intuition. I said I could have probably called and said there's somebody, because of the way he was, but he straightened up walking. It was like his mind was someplace else, and he just ran into the car, and I'm sitting there at the light going, yeah, really? And then he kind of jaywalked across the other way. And I told my kids, and my daughter said that was the bad thing you were feeling. That was it. She said, I always listen to you, because she said every time you feel something or something's going on, she said you need to be a psychic on YouTube instead of that. I said, I don't even want to get into that. I said, people believe you, some people don't. I said, I don't want to get. She said, they just don't know. I said, nah, I'm staying out of that one with them, because I said, I'll help who I can help. But anyway, I'm going to help this person today. Planning for reality. Yeah. I bought some things from your channel, and I bought some more things to try to help out. And I love her dearly. I love all my subscribers. But some people, we all need help. There were times I needed help. And if it wasn't for, I told you, Jamie's Realistic Life, Amanda's Budget, and all things Kimberly coming in there at the beginning, because I was getting ready to shut the channel down. I was like, there's nobody here. I am talking to the air. And then I said, oh, I got 3 more people. Because the other people were my kids. And so I had my 2 kids and me. So it's like, no, this is not working. I don't see anybody. But anyway, I got $270. And we are going to do this challenge here. And this one first is called Trust Fund. And I have it in my book of challenges. Oh, more money. This is what's in there. I got it folded up in here. Stay there. Thank you. Can you do it? Okay. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to do one of these. And I got them at $100 each. $50 for each child. They already have a trust fund that that my husband's insurance, we made it so that it directly went to that after we paid everything, so it's already in force. So we're going to put $100 in here with this one, and that'll make that $200 so far for that. And she's got some other things on there. There's a little game on there. I was like, ooh, that's a little game. You know me and games. Okay, that's $10 there. And we're going to put 20 in here. And how are you doing? Hello, Denise. Good morning, lady. And I'll repeat, these are from Planning for Reality. I told her to put also a cup of coffee. You know how you have the cup of coffee design on Etsy? She's got this is 30 in here. She has also a cup of coffee, but I think it's on her channel, but I have to look. I haven't looked this morning. I listened to the video, but I didn't do all that. It's called Being Busy. New computer, because I need one desperately. I have no computer. I use an iPad or I use my kid's computer. I want my computer back. So we're putting another 50 in there, and that'll be a total of 100 toward the new computer. And you say, what computer? I want a Apple this time. Computer. There we go. And the last but not least is our tax bill. Put some more money toward that. So I'll put 100 in here for that one. And that'll be $200 for the taxes. And you got to be happy for taxes, okay? Because, if you're happy for something or someone, it comes back to you. When you're grumbling and going on, even your enemy, okay, I'm happy for you. I'm happy. Your enemies, people used to say, the enemies always get stuff. Be happy for them so you can get it back. So it can come back to you. That's what happens. You just sit there and go, I don't like them. I ain't giving them no more of my blessings. You better give anybody your blessings, okay? And let it out and let it go. And keep on rolling. And I'm like, with 40 and broke, agree with me. Quit worrying about them little things and move on. Some of you are so stuck. You just stuck and you stuck. You stuck like melting chocolate on a highway somewhere and cars are running over you, okay, while you're doing it. That's why you're not getting anywhere, because you're stuck. Start blessing people. Start saying a silent prayer. You don't have to worry about anything. Just keep on rolling. Keep on. My kids are blessed. They were protected. Everything was okay. And we are fine and happy. I'm concealed and carry. I don't have a problem with the guns, because all my life my family has had guns, even without regulations. They had them years ago. Great grandparents, they always had guns. And I don't have a problem. I have a problem when a kid gets a gun, when a person that's disabled mentally or whatever, mentally most of the time, has a gun and shouldn't have. When you shouldn't be having a gun, or if somebody rides up in your driveway and you shoot at them, you don't need a gun, okay, at all. You're not protecting anybody. Or if you're shooting through a door just because you want to, that's not protection. We got guns. I'm gonna wait till you get in here, okay? If I want a defense, you come in. But I'm not going to shoot at you through my door and not know who you are, what's going on out there. I got cameras around my house. I can see. And why would I do that? And why would anybody do that, even if you can't see? Because it's just not right. People are just shooting for shooting. And they need to lock up some of these guns. My guns are locked up. Okay, my kids don't touch my guns. It's not going to work. Because they're going to have to answer to me before they answer to the police. So we're not doing that, but they need to do some type of, I really think now, because kids are getting into it and getting killed, that they need to do something. I don't know what you need to do, and the background check may need to come back. I don't know. But it seems like when it left, we got a whole lot of trouble. And see, some people don't want to act on it until it happens in your house or your child gets killed, and then you want to say something. It's too late. They're gone. At the time, if you're going to say something and try to fix something, is now. I'm trying to figure out how are we going to get rid of these guns. They're worse than the criminals that have guns. The people, you're talking about the drug people having guns. That's not the problem. It's these other people, kids having guns, and people that shouldn't have a gun in the first place, that you just want to shoot at somebody because you can. And soon, we having it at the colleges and the schools and the stores. Just because you don't like a person's color or you don't like the way they walk and talk, personally, it's none of your business. Stay out of people's business. Stay out of people's life. If you don't like them, move on. Why do you got to deal with people you don't like? Why's it bothering you? Go move on. Go to work. Go do something constructive with your life. Maybe something else will happen. Because if you're acting like that, you are definitely moving away from being God's child. Because he made everybody. So, I have a feeling the world will fix itself one day. And some of you are not going to be thrilled. And some of you are not thrilled now. But you got to move on. We got to be better than this. Yes, they have crimes in other countries and going on. But we have a lot going on over here. Other countries are looking at us, and it's like nobody cares over here and everything's going on over here. I tell you, America does not look good if you're on the outside looking in. We look like the gun-toting, racist society that doesn't care about anybody, whether they're coming in the country, going out the country. I mean, if you turn the news on, it's terrifying. Sometimes you're sitting there looking like, really? Is that here? Are you really out there doing this? Why aren't you working? Go to work, people. Just go to work. Stay at work. Get another job so you're not out there doing all this stuff, okay? If you're not doing it for the good and you're not marching for the good and not your good of you thinking you're good, some of you need to do more research before you march, then stay in. Go to work and leave us alone and leave everybody else alone, and we'll be fine. So I want you to take care of yourself, planning for reality. please go over there. Please go to her channel. Please like and subscribe on her videos. Please go to her Etsy store. She's got some cool stuff. She's got downloadable stuff. You know, the prices are high. I think they're 67 or 68 cents. Prices are not high at all. And get you one, or buy her a cup of coffee, help somebody out, and I will see you. Take care.